like a ball.
What's up, ladies? This is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and today we're going to make a video. We're going to be talking about the 12 biggest turnoffs for men. Initially, this video was going to be about the 12 biggest turn-ons for men, but somehow I really didn't realize that halfway through creating the list, I was making the turn-offs. Maybe that was like a Freudian slip. I was pissed off or something like that. But that's what happened. I was like, you know what? Let me do this now. And so tomorrow I'm gonna make the 12 biggest turn-ons for men. All right. So let's get started. And mind you, the list is in no particular order. All right. So number one is revealing your intentions. For example, let's say you're on a date with a guy, right? And initially, before the date even starts, you tell the guy, by the way, nothing's gonna happen tonight. Let me tell you something. When you reveal your intentions, you're taking away from the fun already. You're being outcome dependent. Like, you're just focusing on the end. You see what I'm saying? So, for example, you're talking to the guy and you're telling him, look, I need a boyfriend out of this. So if you're not ready to commit, this can't work out. Now, that's fine if you're in that stage of life, and that's fine if you have your standards. But don't you think that takes away from the game, away from the chase? You know, away from surprises, away from actually the natural process of getting to know each other? That's the fun part. That's the fun part. So by revealing your intentions initially, either to make it clear your intentions, it's a lot better to communicate it indirectly. Allow them to guess it. Allow them be subtle about communicating your intentions, because that's how the game is played. And so if you tell a guy nothing's gonna happen, like, yeah, no, nothing was gonna happen, but let him find out. You know, let them find out through the natural process of dating. So when you always revealing your intention, you still don't understand what dating is all about, which is the process of knowing somebody, which is very fun, and you're taking away from the fun by doing that. All right. So number two, neediness. Anything that comes from a place of need is always unattractive. For example, you acting as though you are too cool for school comes from a place of need, which is you don't want people to see you as a weak person. You don't want people to see the real you, so you put this masquerade of a very confident person. You see? So even though it comes across as confident, in reality, it comes from a source of need. The same side of the same coin is when you are needy and you seek attention. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're always seeking for someone's validation. You're always changing your belief system, your personality, and your like and dislikes changes according to the type of boyfriend that you have. I mean, pretty much you don't have a set of values. It's only based on the objects of your desire. You would literally change who you are for the other person's approval. That's neediness. And you may think that you're winning them over, but in reality, they're losing respect for you, because in reality, you're showing that you don't have a very strong sense of self. And that's the most attractive quality in someone, knowing who they are. You have to respect someone who has a very strong foundation as to who they are, and don't compromise their values according to the person that's in front of them. All right. So neediness is one of the most unattractive traits to have, and one of the biggest turnoffs, because no matter how attractive you are, if you're needy, guys are going to lose interest very fast, or you're going to be taken advantage of. And don't blame them for doing that, because you're just giving people an opportunity to fuck up with you. All right. So the third one is no space. I gotta breathe good today. When you don't give a guy space, you don't let them breathe. They get pissed off. All right. When you're always texting him, always asking him to see what he's doing, checking on his phone, and just not giving him space, or always wanting to be around him, that's going to annoy the guy. That's going to make the guy push you. And as a result, because you don't give him space because of your lack of insecurity, because of your insecurity, him pushing you is going to cause you to do what? Become more possessive. You see what I'm saying? So what you have to do is give them space, because when you give a guy space, you give him a chance to actually chase you. You give him a chance to actually take on the role of who he believes he is, which is the man, and chase you. All right. And you also become more attractive in his eyes by simply letting him chase. Because remember, attraction is based on value. Attraction is not just based on how you look, but based on scarcity, based on the perceivable value that it has. So by allowing him to chase you, it's going to change his perception of you as more attractive, because you're ephemeral. You're like you're something that's like running away from him, and that'll cause him to actually chase more. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm in a good rhythm today. Like I feel like I'm out of the rhythm right now. But let's keep going. The fourth one is no sense of identity. You act like you enjoy everything that he does. In other words, like I said earlier, you literally change your personality according to the boyfriend that you have. So you always hold on to little bits of the other person, and you bring it on to the next relationship. And you'll grow older, and you wouldn't even know yourself, because your whole life you were trying to please people, but you didn't know that in the process you were changing. You were gaining habits that you wouldn't expect to happen by simply because you associated with that person. But what's really going on is that you literally joined. Like in their minds, by trying to impress them, you literally became them in a way. And when you stop seeing them, when you stop being with them, a part of them stay with you, and that accumulates. You see what I'm saying? That accumulates, and the more you allow the need to pick your partners, which is to say, allowing your neediness to act for you, what's gonna happen is that you're going to keep attracting negative and toxic people. So you're gonna keep a lot of the negative things that happened in the past in the present moment. You see what I'm saying? Guys that make you chase because they lower your self-esteem, you're going to become more needy in the next relationship. All right, so that's because you don't have no sense of identity. You were so eager to please, you lost yourself in the process. All right, so number 5, no letting go and not letting us chase, which is not letting the guy chase because you're doing all the chasing. You gotta let the guy chase you. You see, you gotta learn how to give him the fantasy, become a figment of his imagination. You gotta learn how to make a guy think of you, make a guy obsessed, make a guy chase. And what you do is you gotta give him space, like I said earlier. All right, but because you're so on him, because you're always seeking validation, you don't let the guy chase because he wins you over by simply saying nothing. You know, you laugh at every joke that he says. Everything he does is perfect. You reward it, even though you may think this is not right. You still laugh at his joke even though it's not funny. Like in reality, you're not letting him work for you. You're not a challenge. You're too easy. Being easy does not just mean sex. Being easy means also attention. Also the way being easy also in the way that he makes you react. You see, his opinions become so important to you that anything he says affects you. Anything he does affects you. You see? So you gotta learn to let go and let the guy chase. And you can use some of the techniques that I teach through some of the videos that I use. I mean, some of the videos that I have, you can learn how to make a guy chase through them. All right. So there's no excuse. The 6th one, not having any hygienes. Okay. I don't need to go any further. Come on. This is not the channel for that, but come on. All right. Number 7, no depth in personality. What I mean having no depth in personality is you're a nice girl, and that's all you are. Like you're just a perfect girl, nice. Like there's no other side that you embrace. Either you're just suppressing it because everyone has it. Either you're suppressing it, or you don't embrace it. So you just become one-sided individual. Because when you don't have a quality that you embrace that's the total opposite of your main personality, you're gonna be too unbalanced. You see, too nice. You'll be pushed around. You see, or let's say you're a bitch, like a very mean person, but just being too bitchy, you're gonna push people back. All right, you're not gonna build relationships. You're going to literally be always on the offensive end. People are not gonna get to know you. It's like trying to approach someone with a drawn sword. He has a drawn sword and he's ready to attack. You're not gonna say hi to them. You don't trust them. The same you are, right? So what you have to do is also mix up a nice side that only your special partner knows. You see what I'm saying? And also, if you're too nice, you gotta have a dark side or a very sexy side that only your partner knows. You see what I'm saying? You can't be just one area because you become boring, dull. You become too surface. You gotta have something that contradicts how you appear. For example, looking all hood but being extremely intelligent. Or, for example, basketball players. A basketball player named Larry Bird, he was a tall, lanky white guy who looked like he couldn't play basketball. But because he didn't look like he could play basketball, simply because he was the best player in the league, it made him look even more mythical. Because he just didn't make any sense. If you have a nice face, like a very nice person face, have a dark side to you. If you have a very intimidating personality, if you have a very intimidating face, be a very sweet person. You see what I'm saying? Be the opposite of how you appear. It'll give you depth. It'll make you more challenging to know. It'll make you more interesting. All right? Keep people on your toes. You have number 8, having no life. Come on, you gotta have a passion. Girls who have no life become leech-ons. Girls who have no life don't really go out that much, and guys need space. All right, you know what I'm saying? So you got to have a life. You gotta have something that you go to. You gotta have something that you're happy about by simply being part of the activity. All right. So the 9th one, I gotta keep going because like it's turning dark, and the darker I get, you can't even see me anymore. I think so. Not being healthy. Go to the gym. Eat right. Don't let yourself go. All right. If you got a turn off is actually not being healthy. All right. You have to go to the gym. You have to eat right. There's no other option. You're going to game when you're gonna get unhealthy, and there's no bigger turn off than being dead. It is what it is. All right. Going to the gym and eating healthy is attractive. You can't decipher that. You can't argue against that. Number 10, expecting guys to do everything. Expecting the guy to be good in bed. Expecting the guy to defend you. Expecting the guy to love you. Expecting the guy to make you feel happy. Anytime you don't feel happy because it's his responsibility to make you feel happy, you're gonna blame it on him. Anytime you guys have bad sex, you're gonna blame it on him, and as a result, you never really take due responsibility. And that's a fucking turn off, because then the guy says to himself, damn, this girl wants me to do everything. She wants me to pay, expecting the guy to pay for all the dates also. You gotta also do your part. You gotta make him 50-50. See, this got me riled up, because this shit knows the living fuck out of me. You see? Like, you can't expect the guy to do everything. And that comes from the culture that we preach. All right? And that women need help, you know? No. All right? You don't need no extra help. You got the mind that everyone has. You have the ability to do anything you set your mind to. You just gotta take away that victim mentality by expecting the guy to do everything. All right. The 11, when you're not a freak. Guys like freaks. Okay. The fewer things you do in bed, the lower the value is. Come on, man. Like, the more things you do in bed, the more guys are gonna be turned on. The freakier you are, the better. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. Every single guy that will watch this video will agree with me. Number 12, having a shitty personality and being a bad conversationalist. When some girls have shitty personalities and don't know how to have good conversations, that makes you very, very, very superficial, which is just surface level deep. There's no depthness, you see? So having a shitty personality means you have no passion. Means your interest doesn't go further than what's being talked about in mainstream. It means you have no hobbies. All right, it means you don't vary. You don't have a diverse personality. All right, you don't have a full range of emotion, which is you don't just feel angry. You also have joy. You also have passion. You also feel compassion. You also feel joy. You also feel sadness. Like you vary. You're not just one happy person all the time or one angry person all the time. You have different sides of you. All right, being a bad conversationer, also most girls don't work on the conversational skills. All right, and so you gotta learn how to do that. Being a good conversationalist doesn't hurt. And when a girl knows how to have a good conversation and has a good personality, she's ultimately more attractive. So learn to do that, and you could use this channel to learn how to do that. All right. So, anyways, these are the 12 things you could do to have a good personality and to improve it. These are like the 12 biggest turnoffs for guys, at least in my opinion. All right. Anyways, if you guys like this video, comment and subscribe, and also support me on Patreon with donations. I'm taking donations now. Support me, because this channel, I really didn't expect to make this channel. I'm just making this channel because it's fun, and apparently because it's so much fun, I would like to maybe get compensated through those who feel like donating. And if you could, I'm happy for that. And if you can, I'm still happy. Not as happy, but still happy. Yo, I'm just kidding with you guys. Yo, have a good day, and tomorrow I'm gonna promise I'll answer the questions. All right, bye bye.